the game from today very strong. We expected that. The plan was for us to contain them, try and take the game to the distance, and at certain parts of the game can we throw more attacking players at it and try and steal something from the game. That was the plan, but you know, it is what it is, Michael. I'm on a
Hello, guys. Good morning. Good
7. CBG, your most trusted bank, is standing with you all. Last week, Monday, we had a conversation with Sika's father. Sika is a 7-month-old baby who died as a result of being told that, well, there's no space for a bed to be placed for her to be attended to a facility that she's been referred to. She was told, or the parents were told, to hold on till morning. Unfortunately, she could not hold on till morning. She gave up the ghost. So we had a conversation with the dad last week. And that has moved us to embark on a campaign, and a campaign to get abandoned health facilities in our region completed. Last week, we spent the whole week talking about different angles to this conversation. Well, today, we want to bring to you a different dimension to the conversation, and I'll be telling you about that dimension shortly. But again, we want to bring to you or make flyers available. We're going to make flyers available, flyers that is supposed to, push, adding on to the campaign, push those in authorities to ensure that we complete these abandoned facilities. So when the flyers are made available, we'll plead with you to share the flyers for us. Now, you can share them, everywhere on all your social media platforms. Share those flyers for us just to make sure that it reaches every corner of this country and even beyond, because we know that people living outside the country are in support of this campaign we've embarked upon. Aside from that, we're also going to draft a petition. And when the petition is ready, we want you to also endorse it. We are asking for you to do this because if we really want to win this fight against these abandoned projects, for them to see the light of day, for them to be completed, you have a responsibility and a role to play. I also have mine to play. And so far, we're excited about your support. So join us with more this morning by sending us your voice notes to 055 1111995. 055 1111995. Are you ready to share the flyers? Are you ready to endorse, the petition to ensure that we get these abandoned facilities completed? This morning, what we'd also intend to do is to do some kind of a comparative analysis. And don't get us wrong. We keep saying this over and over again. We're not saying that Accra does not deserve the development by way of health facilities it has. No, because I can be in Accra and I would need medical attention. So if they have as many as they do have, it is good for me because then I can be able to seek medical help or attention when the need arises. Our concern is that we also deserve our equal share, our fair share of the national cake. And so if works have begun and they're near completion and they've been abandoned and their completion has not taken place or works are not ongoing, it's of concern to us. So for us, we believe that we need to mount the pressure, keep talking about it, push from all angles so that the works will be completed. So what you'll be seeing on Facebook, and listen, please log on to Facebook right now, please. Even if you don't have some data, get on data right now. And join us on LUV 99.5 FM on Facebook and see what we're about to show you. It maybe help you and appreciate the situation better. So right now, as we speak, join us on Facebook. And even if you're a health worker and you have such a facility you're working in, it makes your job simpler, exciting, better. I mean, you can use all the adjectives to describe it. So please join us on Facebook on LUV 99.5 FM. To start off the conversation, I have Eugene Osetutu. He is with me in the Studios of Love 99.5. Good morning to you.
David, good morning.
And he has got some information to share, plus the visuals that I mentioned on Facebook. So join us there right now. But for those of you who, for one reason or the other, cannot join us on Facebook, we'll try as much as possible to paint the picture well enough for your mind's eye. All right? So that's what we'll be doing this morning. So once you're set, please roll.
David, as you said, we are doing a comparative analysis when it comes to medical facilities in the Ashanti region compared to the Greater Accra region. But we know that the mainstay mostly is in Kumasi and Accra. And we've already through last week have said that when you sum up the total beds in some of these major hospitals in the Greater Accra region, you are coming to 4,227 beds. When it comes to the Ashanti region, there were some adjustments and calls that came. And when you add Menchia, we came to 1,728. But David, interestingly, do you know that the University of Ghana Medical Center, we said it was 597 bed. This morning, I noticed going to their website that it's actually 650 bed. So again, the story for Kumasi keeps, getting sad a bit. So this morning, I'm basically doing some comparative analysis when it comes to these facilities. I'm picking hospitals of same rank, same focus, everything, same dimensions and all that to do some comparative analysis. And David, let me start off with this infectious disease center. We know that it was the private sector led by Senyu Hosi and some of his colleagues who decided to build that facility with the help of the government and also the Ghana Armed Forces, the engineering regiment, I think. When COVID hit, there were a lot of finances that came, and when you read the 2020 budget, there was a promise that Ashanti region will also get its equivalent to the infectious disease center. David, you and I live in this region. We are yet to get that. Again, when it comes to infectious disease, the promise to deliver to Ashanti region, that hospital has not come to fruition yet. Now, when you go through the facilities, you notice the KNUST facility, the teaching hospital. Its equivalent in Accra is supposed to be the University of Ghana Medical Center. Basically, what it was supposed to do was supposed to be a facility to train medical officers for Ghana. It was also supposed to be some level of equivalence when it comes to the Konfanoti Teaching Hospital, where KNUST will not necessarily need to send students there, but they will teach them. It's a modern facility which mimics what KCCR do, also research, medical analysis and all that. It was started in 2007, as we said, and the project has stalled. Currently, when they did the valuation of that project, they said that the project was valued between $160 to $232 million. The valuation, meaning that the work that had been completed there when they value it. But interestingly, it was started in 2007. It's not been completed. That is 14 years now. When you go to the University of Ghana Medical Center, it was started during the administration of Prof. Mills in 2010. The sword was actually, the process was started in 2010. The sword was actually cast by late Prof. Mills on March 4, 2012. The sword was cast by Prof. Mills on March 4, 2012. The first phase being inaugurated at the twilight of President Mohammed's administration on January 4, 2017. And we all know the issue that happened. President Akuetteh had to come in. There was some capital injection for it to be completed, the first phase of it and all that. And we remember that our sister station, CTFM, and then Occupy Ghana made a petition for that project to be operationalized. It's currently being in use, and it's equivalent, as I say, KNUST. So UG is complete in use and all that. 650 bed. KNUST, yes, this is the University of Ghana Medical Center on Facebook
And Joel, I plead with you, take it back. Let's take it from the beginning.
Yes.
This is the UG, medical facility that we're talking about.
Yes.
From the outside in Crown Pony, who built in Crown? From outside, who built in Keka? Who makes me at all?
And David, you see, what you are saying is that these are operational facilities seeking to the health care of Ghanaians.
And if you look at what you're saying, the KNUST one started in 2007. It has not completed.
It's not completed.
This one started roughly 2010.
Yes.
It's completed.
But the sword was cast in 2012.
But it's been completed.
It's been completed. And the second phase is even coming upstream. And David, as we said in the intro, we are not saying Greater Accra do not deserve these hospitals. We are saying that give us our fair share of some of these. And David, at the twilight or at the ending of my submission, I'll show you why I think that it seems to me that the region is neglected. I'll give you reasons for that.
Okay, so stay with us on Facebook, please. Stay with us and see this facility.
David, you look at the emergency diagnosis facility. And that's
what we keep saying. Send us your voice notes to 5511119995. Let's all speak. Let's continue piling and mounting the pressure for these uncompleted facilities in Ashanti region, hospital facilities, to be completed for us. All right, so please go on.
David, when you go to the Ridge Hospital, it's equivalent is at Tunsu Agogo, what you call the Kumasi South. Let me give you the Ridge and I'll come to Kumasi. The sword was cut for the full renovation. It wasn't a partial renovation, it was a full renovation that was done in August 2013 and it was completed and opened to the public in May 2017. David, check the timestamp. It was some 3 years and few months. August 2013, the renovation started. The completion and opening to the public was in May 2017. Check the new facilities. Now you can now do 24-hour surgery unit. There's a bench unit. This is Greater Accra Regional Hospital. There's a bench unit. There's a school of anesthesia. There's also a crèche for the the walls of the staff that work at the facility. David, have you seen a crèche at Tunsu Agogo? Did they have a school of anesthesia? They don't have it.
And this is an overview of what we're showing you.
Yes,
I beg you, listeners, I beg you. So when we are talking like this since we began last week, it's not because we don't like somebody. We also want our fair share. We are showing you, and Joe will take it back before we get to the inside of it. The inside itself is amazing. It's amazing. But this is an aerial overview, aerial view of the hospital we're talking about. Check it out on Facebook. Just check it out for yourself. And then tell me that we are wrong in asking for same to be brought in Kumasi. Because this equivalent is Sewa. Am I not right?
David, I'll come there.
All right.
And David, it can never be wrong. We all pay taxes in this country. It can never be wrong. David, I'm saying that they have a 24-hour surgery unit, they have a bench unit, they have a school of anesthesia, they have a crèche. When you come to Tunsu Agogo, they lack all these facilities I've mentioned. They do not have a bench unit there. Now, when you come to the Tunsu Agogo facility, which is Kumasi South and currently the Ashanti Regional Hospital, it was started or it was developed in 1976. That was a champon. Then in 2002, during the time of President Kufuor, it was upgraded to be the Ashanti Regional Hospital. And as I said, the facilities I've mentioned for Ridge do not exist there. Let's not kid us. So they do not exist there. Now, Siwa was, brought in policy-wise to replace the Kumasi South because they know that it's not worthy of the status of a regional hospital for Ashanti region. The Siwa facility, the land, as I told you last week, was given to the contractor, the Eurojet guys, in 2015. The project was to be completed in 20 months. So when you do the math, it was supposed to be completed in somewhere 2017. It was supposed to cost us some $63 million. $63 million. David, as we say, Sewa is not completed. And again, the discussion and the issues as we are getting from the various sources, you and I know, is finance. That is the issue. So Ridge is completed, fully renovated. We are not saying they do not deserve it. They deserve every bit of it. But we are saying that the equivalent of it in the Ashanti region remains in the bushes of Sewa.
And again, look at the time frame of the timelines. Ridge Hospital 2013
yes,
was
2013.
Completed in 2017.
Yes, May 2017.
Sewa 2015 was supposed to have been completed by 2017. We're in 2021.
And we are actually entering 2022 in just some few days. Now, David, when you come to another one of these facilities, I was looking at Aferi and Co. And we first said that Aferi is not completed and all that. But David, you see, we are not saying that the Ashanti region is some, we have highfalutin hopes or we are boasting or anything. We are saying that give us our fair share of some of these issues. So David, and I wanted to do some quick analysis here. When it comes to the Ashanti, we are the most populous when it comes to constituency divisions and also all that. We have 44 MPP MPs in this region. And you know that even if in opposition, they have more seats in this region. Joe, if you give me that picture, when you go to the cabinet ministers, and David, I did this work this done. Look at the cabinet ministers in this region. You have Honorable Alan Chematin, who is the Minister for Trade and Industry, is a cabinet minister. You have Dr. Owusu Efriakoto, former MP for Kwadaso. He is the Agric minister. We have Dr. Matthew Pukupempe, the MP for Menchia South, the energy minister. He is from this region. We have Dr. Yawose Yaduchum, MP for Bosomchi, Minister for Education, also from this region. We have Honorable Chairman Sabons, who, for the record, has been in Parliament since 1996, and MP for Swami, and also the Minister for Parliamentary Affairs. We have Honorable Cecilia Abnadapa, a former MP for Bantama. He's been in several portfolios, but he's currently the Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources. You have Honorable Francis Asenso-Boakye, the MP for Bantama, who is also the current Minister for Works and Housing. David, when you check the 19 cabinet ministers of President Akufo-Addo in his second term, 7 of them are from this region. We have 44 MPs. David, when you go to cabinet, that is where all these policies, the flagship programs of government are decided. This is where the ideas and all these are brainstormed and all that. David, you ask yourself, what are these people telling cabinet for us? What are our representatives telling these people? David, when you even come to ministers, look at the chunk of ministers from this region who are given positions. David, we are not saying that give us anything, highfalutin ideas, with all flashy stuffs and all that. Just complete these facilities because, David, we've invested close to $1 billion in these facilities. We also produce resources. When you come to gold, where is it coming from? Timber and all that. So just give us a fair share of these facilities. And David, as I said last week, your health is your wealth. We know that the Ashanti region is a haven for trade and commerce. So all that we are saying is that we need a healthcare system that is very top-notch, can deliver the quality of care for the people in this region. Because when you compare the population of Accra to Kumasi or Greater Accra to Ashanti region, the difference is 13,000. So it's not that huge or humongous for us to have this disparity when it comes to healthcare accessibility in this region. David, I'll end it here for you and your panelists to continue.
And most especially if you look at the percentage of work left to be completed to make these facilities operational, it sometimes, beats your imagination as to why we're still marking time and dilly-dallying. We keep saying that Aferi is 96% complete.
David, Aferi, for the record, needs just about 38 million. Sewa is 92% complete. And David, do you know that the Care University facility, they valued it close to, I think, 140, I mentioned $140 million. David, are we allowing this facility to stay in Buedia to rot 140 million?
And we know our previous experience from the MBU at Confanoche. And David, from 1974, that stood there till now that it's been pulled out.
David, I even forgot to add, do you know that when it comes to the NMSI project, Greater Accra was supposed to get one, the Dodo facility. You know it was completed during the era of President Mahama. It was completed within the timeline. When it comes to the same contract, Eurojet, NSIM, the same facility, sources of fund for Formena in Kumewu, they remain in the bushes. They are not complete, but Dodo has been completed, 120 bed. And David, interestingly, anybody can Google. When you go to the Dodo facility, I think they are the first facility in Ghana to record no maternal death. Meaning that when the woman went to the facility to deliver, because the facilities are there, staff are there, no woman lost her life there. Why can't Ashanti region also do that? We can do that, but our facilities are in the bushes of Formena and Kumewu.
So our time is really fast spent, and once it's a campaign that we've embarked on, we'll be doing it in bits. So I've been joined in the studios by Frank Aboagye-Denyansa. Frank, good morning to you, and thanks for your time.
Good morning,
How are you doing?
Much. Yeah, I'm good.
So you've been with us. And we've shown you videos of projects, health facilities that, have been completed in Accra. Many of them, they met their time frame of construction. Yeah. Unfortunately, here we are. We're having ours at various stages of completion, and yet they have not been completed. Based on what you've seen, and Joel, if you don't mind, take it back. Let's have the UG project, the University of Ghana, Medical Center again. Let's have the others. I mean, from the very beginning. How do you feel seeing these things? What do you call it, Frank?
Dave, thank you very much. Let me say good morning to our listeners and viewers on social media. I think that what comes to mind is that the people of Ashanti region are not angry enough.
This is about the fourth time I'm hearing this.
Yes, and I started saying this, talking about this hospital somewhere around 2019, and I made all the noise in this city for everybody to realize that what we are not getting, let us push leadership to do it for us. People felt that, yes, you are criticizing the government, you are criticizing. Look, if someone criticizes, and whatever the person is saying is of national interest and not a selfish interest, it is worth supporting. So if I can, or I will be able to take my family to a private hospital, and somebody somewhere, Mansour Dubia, Mansour Patasia somewhere, cannot afford a private checkup, then there's a problem. So if some of us, even what we have can lead us to a private hospital, we are still fighting for the public. And you sit somewhere and complain that this guy is talking too much and the government since when and blah, blah, blah. My friend, you are joking. We are in Ashanti region. Let us fight for what we are supposed to get. Look at Fomina. Fomina was 90% when the NDC left power. 90. We sat down for it to burn through some whatever bushfire, and then after some time they've been promise after promise after. I can mention about 3 or 4 different government officials who were promising. Different. When Dr. Baumia visited Nana Dancing, he promised. At the time that Philip Ofosu-Asante wanted this MP thing, he promised. The health minister, Kwakwa Menu, went there, promised. Dr. Isiasare went there and promised. All these people have gone, they've just spoken and nothing has happened. Some say we should give them 3 months, others say 2 months, another time 2 weeks, another time. They have just been running their mouths till today. And I believe that, look, it is not fair. It is not fair to the people of Ashanti. But Dave, what can we do? Let us blame the public. Those listening to us today, they went to do their voting, and they are failing to bring leadership to accountability. Why I don't know crying enough that they need it. And I have said that most of us who led these things, we are regretting because the people that we are fighting for, we don't know that we are fighting for them. So why are we complaining today? Dave,
no, but we
that is what the people want.
I don't think that so need be we need to change their mindset.
No, but for how long do we have to keep educating and teaching people and telling them that they need to demand accountability?
For as long as it will take, because in as much as you speak like this, there are some there are some who are doing politics with this. Mm-hmm. They will try and say that, well, why are you saying this? Why?
Yes, so let them.
But there are others who are also in the majority, I must say.
And why are they quiet?
Who they have spoken.
To what means?
Since last Monday, if I tell you the number of people who
yes,
have called
those few calls you get. But I mean, that's why I said the people are not angry enough.
Let me throw in this question. Do you know that even when we began this year, 2021, and COVID was rife, many of our facilities were getting full. Some of the doctors we engaged with told us that they were contemplating converting, what do you call it, some offices to wards so they can treat COVID-19 patients.
So do you know? So now you know that the problem that they are having, when you keep mentioning bed, I sometimes laugh because from the evidence I have, they are brand new beds in Konfano.
But space.
Their problem is space. That is why a doctor would want to convert his office to that space to be able to accommodate some beds. So let's tell people that yes, constructions need to be made just to accommodate people. We have said that don't they know that these district hospitals refer cases, and the last time I checked, we were doing almost about 3 or 4 referrals from each district hospital to Konfanoche. Each district hospital in Ashanti Regional, and I used Obuase and Tepa. They were doing 3 referrals every day to Konfanoche. Multiply that by a week, multiply by a month, and know the number of referral cases that come from these district hospitals. So should we tell you, is it rocket science that we have to come and tell you that you need to finish Bekwai Hospital? I remember I had a banter with Honorable Joe Wise on that he said that the hospital is completed. I argued that the fact that a building is still in a state of completion and somebody is able to live in it does not mean the building is completed. That's why we have a term, a habitable state. Yes, we can use the OPD of Bekwai, but doesn't mean it is completed. How can you tell me a hospital that is 85% complete is completed? We know what goes into a completed hospital. Formula was almost complete with all the facilities. Mention them. Erastus went there.
Even
what happened?
Aferi. And
Aferi, almost when they came, they've done some job. But it is at the crawling stage. Because I remember when they were taking power, it was around 45%. As we speak today, Aferi is almost around 85%. Almost 90%. You understand? Why is leadership not concerned?
So, Aferi, I've been saying that, and I'm happy. I still get calls from people who matter in this whole conversation. And, for example, the defense minister tells me that, well, I got to a stage where we needed some $38 million to complete, Aferi. Then they had some talks with the contractor. They came to some agreement of $19 million. And then finance came in with some more negotiations, and it dropped to $17 million. So why, even when we got 19... Why didn't we give that money to the contractor at the time? Why did we have to come and renegotiate? Now, as we speak, the contractor says that 17 million. So even 19 million. So
now you understand that it's a deliberate attempt by leadership for us to die. From what you are saying, they are the experts, don't they know? Let me add on to what Eugene said about cabinet minister. Apart from cabinet, In the first year of President Akuetteh, he had 40 appointees from Ashanti region. 40. Justin Kodia and Co. Seka was at Manslog then. John Kuma was at NYEP. Almost all of them, they had positions. Honorable Kofi Juma is at Gihok. Almost all of them, I don't know, from Ashanti region. What did they do? They don't care. And today, as we sit here, when they are sick, they are able to get money and move outside, even not outside Ashanti region, outside Ghana. So now they are ministers, they are blah, 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 they are CEOs, they are in Accra, they can go to the University of Ghana Medical Center. We are in Kumasi, we are sick, we can't go to Comparative. We have to find our means. You understand? It is only God that has kept us. Because I find it fascinating that a president who would say that, and you can take it as attack, and that is you. But to me, I believe that somebody is not being insensitive here. If you tell us that COVID is coming, it is going to wipe away some part of the world, and you fear for your people as in Ghana. And for that matter, you are going to cast sword for construction of new hospitals. And we sit here as at 2021, going into 2022, you come and cast sword at Trede. And today, nothing is happening at Trede. And you were able to mobilize chiefs and the local communities, people. They went there to sit behind you to ensure sword cutting is done. You finish sword cutting, you go to Accra, you forget about Ashanti region.
But how about the chiefs themselves?
That's what I'm saying.
The traditional leaders who, when the president, the politicians come and make the promises, they don't demand.
That is the hypocrisy.
They don't demand.
It is the hypocrisy.
The last time we were told about a ferry, completion, the date that was given was the 7th of December. That by 7th of December it will be completed and operational.
Now, what is today's date?
Today is the 13th.
Have they finished?
Today is the 13th. 96% complete.
So then, like I'm saying, that I have said, and let me repeat. For those
of you who are not being on Facebook, if you're not being on Facebook, you might not appreciate what we're talking about. But join us on Facebook and see the health facilities, the hospitals in Accra. There's one that is shown on Facebook right now, Ghana East Hospital. We're showing it to you right now on Facebook, Ghana East Hospital. We've shown you the University of Ghana Medical Center. We've shown you the Rich Hospital. If you see the facilities yourself, I said you're in Kabeko. But here, Kumasi, Ashanti.
David, you see, the people that we have entrusted are just taking us.
So you say the people are not angry enough?
Yes.
From where you sit?
From the traditional rulers.
From where you sit?
From the political parties, both MPP and DC, the leadership of these people, they are taking us for granted. The mere fact that we are from Ashanti region, they will vote for MPP, and MPP will go and sleep.
We are one station. And we think that, yes, we have a voice, and we're making use of that voice. And that's how come we're saying that, listen, we are going to make available flyers. And when the flyers are ready, please share them on all your social media handles. Let them sharing. And then we are putting together. We're drafting a petition. Endorse the petition. Let's have as many of you. Even if you don't reside in Kumasi, listen, something will bring you to Kumasi, you fall sick, and then you'll be told that there's no bed to cater for you at a facility. So wherever you find yourself, endorse this petition. Let's compel our leaders to do what is in their domain to do already that they're not doing. So I was asking Frank,
Dave,
what else do we need to do? We are saying that, listen, we're going to make flyers available. We have had conversations from different angles. We say we're going to draft the petition. What else should be done?
You see, I can give you some examples of pertinent issues of national interest that people decided to demonstrate, to come to the streets, to show their displeasure to government. It was compromised. Many a times, when we're doing fixed Obuasi roads, the day that we were doing the demonstration, people were sitting there looking at us as if we were aliens. And when the road was completed, personally, I don't even drive on that stretch. Go and see. Those people who did not demonstrate, now they are speeding and killing themselves on the road.
But unfortunately, we have
the same thing that we are fighting for these people at the end of the day. And I've said, let me come back to it, that nobody's trying to be tribal here. But personally, from my own research, the most hypocritical tribe in Ghana is the Akans. Hey? If it's not with us and it's somebody, we talk about it. When it's with us, we can't speak. Why? Why are chiefs not putting government to order? Why are they not complaining enough that the Tepa chief will come up and say that my hospital has to be done? The Kumeu chief, Kodia, right? Kodia will not get up and say, come and fix Kumewu hospital, then Opeta Kochi Bonsefri and say, will get up and say fix for me now. And all these chiefs will be seen speaking. Why are they not speaking?
And like I was saying, the
media houses, let me come to them. You see, Dave, some media houses have been muted. They are shut because they have been compromised. And some of us who are within the media space, we don't want to mention names. When they meet leadership, it's as if that they've poured cold water on them.
Look at the maritime.
I realized the number of times Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo came to grant interviews in Ashanti region. None of them, from whatever station to whatever station, none of those people who got the opportunity to sit in front of the president was bold enough to ask the president, why are the hospitals not completed? None of them. Talk of the journalists you know here. Those seasoned journalists who call themselves that they are the kingpins of journalism in Ashanti region. They got opportunity to meet the president. They couldn't ask them anything about hospital. The funny enough, one person just asked something about Creative Arts Center in Ashanti region. Creative art. People are dying. It took Seth Kwame Boateng Multimedia again to champion a cause for the First Lady to come and assist with the Madam Baby unit here. Comparative is suffering. Yes, I understand. And you see, management sometimes, they find it difficult to say what they have to say. And that is why the problem that is happening in Comparative is happening. But I'm telling you today, Dave, we are not serious enough. And I believe that the people that we are fighting for, they don't care.
But we vote people also into power, positions, like MPs. And they have committees, various committees in Parliament. So the health committee in Parliament, can they also come and say, okay, fine, we were voted into offices by human beings who expect us to speak for them, to champion their cause, and for them to also come and see to the completion of these things? Because if the way they remain, you are into housing. The way they remain, when we want to go and continue work, it's going to come at extra cost.
Yes.
And my parliamentarians are sitting down.
Delay, the higher the cost. This is construction. They know. Don't they know? The other point is that, look, we can sit here and make all the noise. If the leader does not see it as a priority, let's forget about it. You understand? The boldness that Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo used to champion free SHS. Why is he not using that same boldness to champion other sectors of the economy, including health? Now Ramaphosa, I heard, is getting COVID.
Has tested positive.
Yes, and the fact that he came to Ghana, there's a scare. Again, why are we not seeing it as a necessity that within the shortest possible time, let's get this hospital. Where is the 88 district hospitals? They championed it and repackaged it and came to Agenda 111. Where is it? Have they started? And he mentioned them. Why is the health minister quiet? Or he doesn't see the need to speak to us anymore? That this is the time that we need these hospitals. They are taking Ghanaians for granted. And I believe that the only thing that they would make them know that we are angry enough is coming out on regular basis to demonstrate on the streets and just move people who are sick in the hospitals to the streets. For the president to know, for the whole world, BBC, CNN, to just witness that people are dying in Ghana and the president does not care. Well, I mean, that's what I know.
I don't know about
today.
How
I fear that should anyone get COVID again, the person will die because these facilities cannot assist you. I remember the last one. I went to the accident and emergency unit, and trust me, these cardiac machines, that is when you get cardiac arrest, you are put on them. There are just few a number of them. And let me applaud Dr. Akuetteh here. All the number I saw of these facilities, what do you call it, the ventilators, was donated by Dr. Akuetteh. All of them. And when you see there, somebody say, oh, and because donations are part of, yes, what is government doing? What is government doing?
03220-83596. Listen, everybody who speaks to this issue tells us all that we are not angry enough. That's all we keep hearing, that we're not angry enough. And please, like we keep saying, don't get it wrong, don't get it twisted. We're not saying that Accra does not deserve what it has. No. But we're asking for our own fair share of the national cake of development. If Accra's project, the University of Ghana project, started in 2012 and has been completed on schedule, and the KNUST one started in 2007 and has still not been completed, ask yourself questions.
So they're saying that
if the Rich Hospital started in 2013, was completed in 2017, and they say what hospital started in 2015 was supposed to have been completed in 2017, and it's still
crawling.
Aferi, we're told, I keep saying 96%. and they don't really care. They don't come in to fix the problem. It's worrying. 03220 83596. We'd like to hear from you. And like I've said to you already, we're going to make flyers available. When you see the flyers, please share them.
Your banner, your billboard.
There'll be flyers.
Let's put it across town.
Social media
Let's
platform
go to RCC. Let's hang it in front of the regional minister's office. Let them know that we are angry. Flyer that says,
we're using the social media.
We need T-shirts.
Social media.
We need flags. Let us put them on every street light pole or every pole in Ashanti region. Let the president visit here and realize that what are these flags for? Yes, complete the abandoned projects, complete the hospitals.
Christoph,
too much is given, much is expected.
Christoph, good morning.
It's George. David, good morning.
Okay, George, good morning to you, George. Welcome.
Thank you. David, if the Ashantis will not talk, we will talk. Because I'm a Northerner and I'm here with all my family. If I am sick, it is here. I'll be taken care of. And I am asking the Ashanti regional MPs, what is their duty? We voted for them to champion this cause for the better of Ashanti region. Hospitals will be abandoned. And they are telling Akuetteh nothing. Only for Akuetteh to come here. I was watching him lining up his ministers and MPs at Manshia and was introducing them. So what, David? We are sick. Even the the children, what have been brought down, which was started by a champion, have been brought down. And we are telling Akuetteh nothing. Our roads, no hospitals. Hospitals in Ashanti region have been abandoned and we have no beds. Pregnant women are sleeping on the floor. Our roads, go to Chebi and see their roads. We will talk. He should be up and doing. We are all human beings. It's not only Chebi who are Ghanaians. We are all Ghanaians. Thank you.
Thank you, George, for joining us. Do we have Kenneth on the line? Hi, Ken. Good morning.
Thank you, David.
I think about you and Ken.
I hope all is well.
The Lord is my shepherd.
You will never want to. Uncle David, let me say this. It is only a fool that will not accept the truth wherever it is coming from. It is only, let me say, Africans. When you are fighting for him, you have to use one hand to defend the person you are fighting for, and another hand to the person you are fighting. Why am I saying this? Recently, drivers decided to go on strike. Kumasi, you never did. So Accra will every day get results. Every day Accra will get results. Because Kumasi is all about MPP. Anything about MPP, you don't have to say it. And imagine if it were to be NDC in power. Charlie, in the Guyana, let's tell them the truth. We voted to see change. The change is not coming. Every day you see other regions developing. Go to Accra, they go to other regions. They are all developing. What about Kumasi and Ashanti region? Because we are doing politics. And let's say the truth to our people. It is not what we voted for. We voted for development. They should please turn to Kumasi and develop our nation for us.
Ken,
people, let's talk.
Kenneth, thanks, Kenneth, for joining us. You can also be a part of our conversation. We really have to get these projects completed. 03220 83596. Join us now. Stephen, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Stephen Wanda, calling you from Achumakwa, Oma district. That is the Deputy Communication Officer. Still maintain. This morning, I totally support Abuajide Nyansa. In fact, he spoken very, 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 very well. Immediately we talk for the masses or for the beneficiaries. The same beneficiary will stay somewhere and say, and also do against you and say that you are NDC. Because in Ashanti region here, immediately you advise the government, especially Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo government, that do properly. The same people who voted for him will say that you are a member of NDC. Meanwhile, they will not even pay attention and listen to your message. Immediately they just hear you condemning or advising the government, they will go against you. So let's allow them to suffer like how Abuaji Denyase is saying. Let us allow them. Look at how the uncompleted or the abandoned projects which left in the bush. I want to ask you, David, this question before I go away. Any government who go for the loan to do any project, I always think the loan will be granted to complete the project. Am I not right?
That's what it is.
They will grant the loan to complete the project from ground to top. Am I not right?
That's
Why
what it is.
That if that loan is granted to do such a project, why is it that when the government left in power, that project will also left in bush? I always ask, where is the money? Is the government who left in power will be taking the money along him to the house, or what? When the project is still uncompleted and left in the bush.
I hear you. I don't subscribe to the bit where we say that we should let the people suffer. No, because it could be anybody I know, anybody I care about, and so I wouldn't want any such thing to happen to anybody like that. That I would not support. But I think that we need to keep talking, keep pushing, and it will be done. As we speak, we're making a headway because people say, "Hey, so let's keep talking, let's keep pushing. We'll get to the conclusion of all this." Political thinker is with us on the line. Good morning.
Good morning. This is from David Akuetteh. One, hey, you have spoken to God. We have to keep talking and pushing because now we are living in a democratic world. If something is not going on well, we can no more use machetes and guns to go and fight for our rights because we are living in a democratic world. So it is the West that's supposed to shape this world for us, where you and I living, and we have generation to generation, where you and I is going to be reincarnated if we ask ourselves positively on this earth and we go to heaven after we repatriate from this earth. Because there's no way that you can also reincarnate onto this earth if you didn't practice what is moral, because I think we have to shape this earth well.
I hear you. Thank you very much. You can also be a part of our show, 0322083596. We vote people into offices, give them power, because we want them to help better our lot, for things to improve, for things to get better. And when we keep voting and we keep getting some of these things, I don't know how we feel about it as human beings.
There was a saying that I used to say that if you vote and you don't get what you want, you have wasted your vote.
Nana Kweku, good morning.
Good morning. Okay, there's a saying that too much is given, much is from the person. Okay, so people who advocate that Ashanti region do vote for MPP massively. So there's projects in Ashanti region, or the MPP should more or less pay attention to Ashanti region. But I bet differ on that, because very soon NDC will be in power, and then probably there's just a guy in the city was saying Ashanti region have a lot of ministers, a lot of things should be done by Ashanti region. And then when NDC comes to power, the voters also decide to do that. I don't agree on that. You meet on the other side. But what I want to be part of is not the part of the talking. Let me ask you this: the RTI bill, has it been passed? Right information bill, has it been passed?
Yes.
Very good. So we need to take it a notch higher. Let's go and then request for the contract of each individual project. How much was supposed to be spent on it? How much has been spent? The contractors who were supposed to be on the project, how much has been given them? How much is left? And who is supposed to make payments? And if payments have been made, does the work done, does it correlate with the, or more or less, is it in tandem with how much has been spent? So we realize if the contractor has taken the money and is doing a short work or something, then we start tackling them. And please, I know if we decide that we want to go to a notch higher, let us not the flyers and everything. No. We can get a lawyer in a certain region who will then go to court, pro bono issues, and and we start suing people for the work if they then have taken money and they've not, just as I was saying, contract that is supposed to be executed, you take the ES amount, the work done, does it correlate to the S amount that you've taken? If it's not, where is the rest of the money? If you're supposed to pay a amount of money, you've not paid that. Let's use the RTI bill that we've passed. Let's use that to secure facts. So when we are talking, we then we're not rather than sitting on radio and talking because if they don't hear us, they don't hear us. But if we said that we see them, contractor, you've taken an amount of money, you are not working, you are seeing you. As an accepted written, we are seeing you. If you are a minister, then you are supposed to be supervise the work. If you are an engineer, you are supposed to supervise the work. You've not done it. To our satisfaction, we see you. That is why I want to take the notch.
Thank you, Nana Kwaku, for joining us. Thank you. 03-220-83596. Christoph, good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, David. How are you, sir?
I'm well, Chris.
Mr. Frank Abodila Nyansa. How are you, sir?
Chris Adeo, by God's grace.
Well, you spoke to my mind, though. In fact, look, David, the level of hypocrisy in our times is overwhelming. If it is somebody, they will talk about it. You will talk about it. But if it is another person, it's no. They won't talk about it. David, when these things started, these doomsday things started, they said it's not doomsday. But if it is somebody, they said it's doomsday. Journalists here in Kumasi, some of them had the opportunity to probe the president, ask pertinent questions, and know something that they are doing and they've stopped. But they were asking juvenile and infantile questions. In serious. Look, there was one station. At the point in time, they were speaking French. They were speaking French with the president. French. You see, they don't take us serious. And so I believe that let's demonstrate. I also endorse whatever you want to do. I mean, a banner. Let's hang it at certain pertinent areas. And I believe that it will catch the attention of some people. David, in Sunyani, last week they demonstrated. They said they also lack amenities and that they are calling on the government to come and help them. And I don't think they're asking for too much. And so we should keep making them right. Let's push because our lives here, it is God who is taking care of us here in Ashanti Radio. Because the way things are, our hospitals, very fragile and all that, it is only God. So let's keep pushing. And I believe that, inshallah, somebody somewhere will do something for us. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much as well for joining us. And like I've made mention of already, you'll be seeing flyers shortly. Make use of the flyers, all right? Share them, spread them. We're putting together a petition. Let's endorse it. Well, he wants us to have billboards. He wants us to, have what do you call it? T-shirts. He wants us to have all manner of things to drum home the point. Well, Ken, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Welcome, Ken. And please raise your voice for me.
Yeah. Yes, I must commend you for the good work you continue to do. Next time, you have to blend the local language and that of the English because most people are also most people benefit from this program. And next time, I suggest that you kind of blending the local language since most people in this region are sometimes not well enjoy when it comes to the English. Right. All right. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Let's make one more call, and I think Kofi's on the line. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Bruni. How are you?
All is well.
You started a good program, but as usual with Love FM, you will stop it somewhere along the line. I know that for sure. Now, good morning to Abajide Nyasa, my comrade. David, flyers, petitions, do you think these people fear these things? All that these people care about and they fear is to hear the voices of the masses. So I'm suggesting that instead of you making flyers and petitions and billboards and whatever you are suggesting, you stop all those things. And when you come to the show, after the sports, just open the phone line. Just open the phone lines and allow people to pour out their frustrations. And you will see, in 2 weeks, you will see changes. All that they are afraid of is the voices of the people. Somebody will tell them these people are angry. These people are angry. But if you open the phone lines for 20 minutes, 30 minutes for a few people to speak, they don't care. So I'm suggesting that put a stop to the flyers and the petitions and billboards and T-shirts and whatnot, and allow 1 hour for the people to call and pour out their frustrations for 2 weeks.
Kofi,
and you will see a result.
But we've begun this, and you are saying that we've begun something good, and along the line we're going to drop it. No way. What we've said is that we're going to see it to its logical conclusion, and that we will ensure that, Charlie, these facilities are completed. And all the things that you've mentioned, I mean, we're talking about T-shirts, we're talking about flyers, we're talking about petitions, we're talking about, Frank Dinyasa is talking about billboards and banners and all that. Everything that will make us get the results. Everything. Some are even talking about demonstrations. So fine. Everything that will get us the results we're looking for, we are for it. Because we need to see to the end of the completion of these projects. We need to see that these projects have been completed. Let's take some voice notes.
Good morning, Mr. David. You know what your panelists are saying? What is they right? Ghanaians, we are not hungry, and Asante people are not angry enough, and that is the problem. Your panelists is saying that the chiefs are mute. Why don't they talk? If they talk, he will tell them to go and complete it themselves. That is the system that we are in. We want large and we'll get overdose of it. Good morning. My name is Noah.
Thanks for the message. There's another one.
David, good morning. I hope you are doing good. David, this hospital thing is a sad thing in this country. And we ourselves have allowed ourselves for the politicians to use us. So if you want, you can talk, somebody will come and defend. Let me give you one example, Dave. Look at this E-levy thing. The MPs, they are having their constituents. If they go and ask their constituents, do they want this thing to happen? They will tell them no. But because it is their party who is bringing it, they are supporting it. But they know that it's not a good thing. And the MPs that the hospitals is in their catchment area, look at them. Have you heard any of the MPs raise the issues in Parliament that my hospital, the project in my hospital is stalled, and they are quiet, because if they raise the MP who is in the Asante region, who raise the issues in Parliament and then criticize the government, look, the next primaries, they'll kick that MP out. So the problem is we, the citizens in Asante region, that pretend that MPP party is for accounts or Asante region. That's the point. So they took it for granted. Thank you, David.
Well, thanks for Leo joins me with some messages as well from Facebook. Let's do this quickly.
Okay. This is from Patrick Mensah. He says, thank you very much for what you have been doing. I told you that these leaders are not interested in our development. For the past week, you have been doing this. Did any of the leaders came out with tangible reason? Are you saying they do not listen to this radio, or they didn't know the situation? The only thing they know how to do is to get aircraft and bath in the air. Feel free and go and borrow for their use. They don't care about youths not being employed. God is watching them. They will fly outside too. This is from Kobla Anthony Godwin. He says, good morning, David. I think we are wasting our time. They would never finish the rejected hospitals because they are MPP. They know what they will do. They will win in Ashanti region. There's only a visionary leader like John Mahama who will finish the hospitals.
And that's why I have a problem.
Yeah.
Don't let's do politics with this.
Yeah. This is from Maoli Sedem. He says,
partisan. partisan politics with this.
He says, Maoli Sedem, he says, you guys are just wasting your time. The same people you are fighting for will come here and attack you because of their political affiliations. I was born and raised in Kumasi, but what I've noticed about the good people of Kumasi is that we are only interested in making sure the MPP comes to power, and that is all. Nothing more, nothing less. This is from Agawina Noah. He says, good morning, Mr. David. The issue is that Ashanti region have associated themselves to MPP, and this is the implications of the last term of President Akufo-Addo's government. When they pretend to suffer, these are the they pretend to suffer, and this is the consequences. From Morgan, he says, these are the type of youth and energy we need to transform this region and the nation at large. Thank you, Mr. Panelist. That's for you, Frank. This is from Richard Donko. He says it takes a visionary leader like John Mahama to build modern hospitals. All right. And from Opoku Sefa, he says, Opoku Sefa Kenneth, he says, Uncle David, Ashanti region deserves better in terms of all social amenities. And from Dachihin, he says, Kumasi too deserves better.
So, Frank, what would you want to leave us with? I mean, we've had a lot of people pass through this conversation. A lot of ideas are being shared.
Yes.
We have our own plans. We will be executing those plans and all that. We hope and pray that. And I'm happy. I must confess, I'm happy. People who matter in this issue call me.
Okay.
And that's how come I'm able to mention some names. You know, for example, last week I mentioned a few names.
Yes.
They are concerned about what we're doing. They want to see action. They want to. They give assurances. Only some of us forgive me.
Of course.
So what would you want to conclude on?
No, I believe that they should see our need as a priority, and I know they know, but the fact is they are just being, I wouldn't want to use the word wicked, but for some reason they just don't have us at heart. Look, talk of Kwabri East. They got the highest number of votes in the elections cast. They didn't have a single government hospital to boast of. Then Ashanti region as a whole, they voted massively. And demand for what you voted for, you can't. We are speaking for you too. You are still sitting somewhere and saying we are doing politics. So what do you want as a person? What? That is why I say, let us stop talking for the people to die. If today people would want to get up and demonstrate, fair enough, I will support them. But if we talk and the leadership will say they won't do it, what can we do? We cannot squeeze the neck of the president to still come to Ashanti and do it. They come here every day. Yesterday, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia was here. Should something have happened at Malaysia, wouldn't the people be rushed to the hospitals? Do we have enough hospitals to cater for them? No. So you come here in Ghana for votes and go away? They are using us, and I believe that Asante Man should wake up. That is my message this morning. Wake up.
Thank you, Frank Awaji Dinyanza.
Linda, long time oh. Yes, so hey, but wait, oh Linda, did you